child, y'all almost caught me starting to show off yawning because I had to cut off my yawn right there. Hi, y'all. It's me. I'm starting this off because Urban Laughter sounds like Debo right now.
He's dramatic. I'm a little congested.
A little?
I'm a little congested. I got some Vicks sitting here, some vapor rub on me, and I got a little menthol inhaler, a little vapor inhaler.
That's what she's saying it is, but
no, it's the little Walgreens brand, non-medicated.
If we get on this recording next week and she's like significantly smaller, we know it's not no inhaler. We know it's something else.
It's non-medicated vapor inhaler. It's soothing, refreshing menthol to help nasal congestion.
I'm glad you can read, but that ain't what's in that container.
I took a couple hits. I was like, I gotta take a couple hits.
You hear how? Don't nobody say that about medicine. I'm just saying.
I didn't say hits. And I got some ginger ale.
Right. All right, ballheads. This is another episode of the Rude Urban Truth. I am JB, and my husky sounding co-host.
I'm Urban Laughter. Don't be my husky sounding.
Ooh, child, y'all. She called me the other day. She started talking. I said, "Oh,
I sound better than I did a few days ago. Because a few days ago, my voice was like gone too. My voice is coming back." Shut up, child.
Yeah, we were originally supposed to be recording this one like visually, but when she said that she wasn't in tip top form for it, I said, "Oh, I'm not shaving either, so we're good. We're good." And that's what we are. So I was going to ask how you are, but we can hear it.
I'm recouping. Trash.
But did you enjoy time with your family?
I did enjoy time with my family. I loved them so much. They're like my favorite little people in the world.
Oh, little people? So that's the little person.
That's some of my favorite people in the world. Like, oh, y'all are cute. Where'd y'all come from?
We didn't go home this year, so just stay here. So this is 2 years in a row.
I just realized, wait, you did stay all the way in, wow, you stayed home in Texas.
Yeah, this is 2 years in a row that we haven't been home for the holidays, really. We did go visit, but we haven't been home for the actual holiday. But we did do our third annual bowling tournament. We do a bowling tournament every year.
Actually, that's such an old man thing to do.
Hey, first of all, Depot.
Don't do me like that.
No, but I won this year, so I was happy.
That's why you wanted to tell us, because you won.
I won we do 2 out of 3, and I won this time. I actually had my highest bowling number ever. I'm not a good bowler. Hey, first of all, mind yours. But I was happy. I won, and I think my high score was like 157. I've never gotten that high in bowling.
Child, they let you win because they was tired of hearing you wanting to win. Like,
first of all, you cannot let someone win with those numbers. No. You got to achieve those numbers.
They ain't thinking about your ass. Now you got to think of those numbers.
But, okay, so let's just go ahead and get going there. Let's just dive on in. Because
let's just dive
if you hear her, we need to actually get her back in bed.
Shut up.
She needs to go back to bed. So before we get going, just want to remind you all, if you're not subscribed to us, subscribe on whatever streaming platform you're on, including YouTube. If you're not following us on social media, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rude Urban Truth Podcast and Twitter at Rude Urban Truth Pod. And as always, our website is available for you to go view, and that's at therudeurban.truth.com. With that said, Urban Laughter, do you have a rude quote of the week this week?
I was saying, remember how when we were kids? I don't know where I was going with that. But, I don't know where I was going with that. But, I do. We got goals every year for 2022. Our goals for 2022 is for y'all to stop going out to places to eat on the weekend and splurging, and then trying to file it as fraud on Monday. And that's some article about bottle service. Let's do that.
I feel like the banks are getting hip to that whole thing, too. It's like, man, we actually have your signature on this receipt. Your signature.
Like, not y'all getting all this stuff and living exorbitantly beyond your means, and then on Monday trying to call and file it as fraud. No, don't do that.
I knew a girl who would buy new shoes. She would walk with them like very carefully everywhere, close everything, and then afterwards she just go take them back. She would clean them and dig into the crevices and everything to
I've
take them.
always heard of women who like return like clothes regularly. I can't do because I don't feel like the trip. Like I don't went to the mall, pick this outfit out, and I got to go back to the mall, find somewhere to park, and return this outfit in line. No,
But you know,
no.
Issa did it Insecure. Remember, she kept going back to the
Oh
place that the
yeah,
white lady was getting mad at her. Like,
I
girl.
forgot all about that.
Well, I'm gonna
Far
go
too
ahead
much
and
work.
right. I can't. I don't like shopping as it is. And then for me to have to go out there, go deal with people, have to try stuff on or whatever to figure out if it's going to work, buy it, come home, keep the tag on, wear it,
Yeah,
take it
no,
back. And then, like, what, how do you explain when you got cologne on? Because,
right. And see, I like shopping. I just don't want to do that.
yeah, I can't stand shopping. I'm one of those people where I need to look it all up beforehand, and then I will go in and I just pick stuff up and then I get back out. I don't feel like there's any reason for me to be in any store for more than like 20 minutes, if that. Like when I'm trying to buy my electronics, if I can go ahead and make it so I can pick it up when I get there, I'll do that. But I cannot stand going in stores. I don't like people. People are rude. So many people who shop there and work there have some of the worst attitudes, and I just hate having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like I went to Walmart the other day. First of all, I get up to the Walmart. I go to get myself a cart, and the cart that's over there by it is broken. Target would never.
You would say it was broken.
It was no. I'm telling you, the whole back of the thing was hanging off. Whole
Like
back. Target
bank.
would never do that. You can take a Target cart, put your finger on the corner, and spin that whole thing around
Yeah.
with little effort.
Yeah.
You get one in Walmart, and you can always have one that got that the little leg, the one that's just kind of shaking but not really touching the ground. Like it's just so much going on in the Walmarts. You can't do it.
Because that's true. Walmart stuff is like they carts be all stiff and hard. Target you really good, like it's pristine. Like
right,
no
you get one of the Walmart carts, you be pushing it, and then suddenly one of the wheels don't even move no more, and then you're just like, oh, you might be going off to the side. It's like, no, how?
And there's people that don't shop at Target because they feel like Target is high. That means Target
it's the experience for me.
Yeah.
It is the experience. I go to
Target. I got a Target card, so I go to Target because one, I get money off, and two, because for me, some of the quality of Target's. But like I used to go to Walmart all the time, but over the years, it seemed like Walmart's quality just deteriorated.
Yeah, because it became Kmart.
Yeah, remember Walmart used to have such good stuff. Like you could really get some quality stuff out of it. You still can bits and pieces, but you kind of got to hunt. And I don't feel like doing all that.
I feel like once Kmart had went about this business, somebody had to take the place, and Walmart said, "Hold my beer," because there was a time where Walmart was doing a little bit better, and they
were more like Target
before they monopolized it, really, because that's kind of how I feel. Even though we got Targets and stuff out there, you know, when you go and look up a price and it's always $9.87, you're like, "Oh, I could save 13 cents."
Right. So it's at Walmart.
But it's like, oh, the experience. It's just too much. It's just too much. So
the lines, the cashiers.
No, the ones here have literally gotten rid of all of the registers where people work on them. It's a whole front of just self-checkout. The entire section. And it's like not even like regular self-checkout. Like they shape like an L and everything. Like you can scan them and line up with the bag. It's just too much. I don't
like self-checkout like that. They be like, oh man, I'm just like, no sense, I don't work here. Huh?
I said, yes, you do, you thief. Like, man, you cannot claim that this TV is the price of an avocado. You can't.
Shut up! I don't be stealing out of Target or Walmart. I need to start though. You keep putting me in self-checkout. Milo, keep putting me in self-checkout and see what happens. I don't work here. If I do, I'm start getting an employee discount. Free 99.
Somebody said something like, oh, I love getting food from Chipotle because whenever I walk in there, my food is already ready up on the side, and I just go pick it up and leave. Like, sir, no, that is someone else's food.
Right. Like, not you stealing orders. Like, what? It's always ready. And it's like, what do you get? You must be getting something different every time because you just grabbing bags. It's like, well, I love it because my food is always there.
He's
Like
like, they always
imagine
giving out free food. I just go in there and I just pick it up. Like, yeah,
that's so
someone hates
funny.
you. Someone actually hates you right now. Oh man. Anyway, let's go ahead and move into black magic, where I have one. And to me, okay, so it's not even that. Okay, it's not saying that what she did isn't amazing, but she was doing her job. But I love the fact that people are being recognized for doing their job. You know, a lot of people are like, it's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in her case, her level of recognition is at a whole nother level because, you know, sis became a godmother. So this this woman's name is Elyce Rivera. She's actually a 911 operator out of Philly. Well, she had only been working in this job for 4 weeks when she got a call from a woman who was going into labor while driving.
Oh my goodness.
So, like the woman, her name is she was a nurse too, Nurse Charlotte Fatoma. She basically said she was 9 months pregnant and she was at work when the contractions began. So I guess she decided she was going to try to drive herself to the hospital. So she starts driving, which happened to be 40 minutes away. And of course, just like any other situation, she would run into traffic. And at that time, as soon as she hit traffic, that's when her contractions started to really speed up. So she knew it was about to go down.
Right.
Well, so she called 911 and she said that she got Elyce Rivera, who, what did I say? So Charlotte, they put her last name. I want to call her Charlotte because we're friends now. She said that Elyce helped to calm her down because she said she was just screaming. She was like, she's just like, everything is going to be okay. She was trying to explain to her how she was feeling, how she felt like the baby was feeling, all this type of stuff. Her contractions went down to 2 minutes apart. So, you know, like, this baby is about to walk up out of there.
Okay.
And
Baby said, listen, we're out.
Right. And then, like, she's in traffic. The ambulance hasn't gotten there yet. So basically, Elyce helped her deliver this baby in the car. And after a couple of pushes, the baby started coming on out. She's crowning, and next thing you know, but she said the ambulance arrived at the moment that the baby came out.
Oh, okay.
Right. Right
Like,
on time, you know.
right. I mean, right on time, but like, find time to show up.
Like late, but on time. But so the baby is a little girl. She was 7 pounds, 1 ounces. But the lady, Charlotte, was so appreciative of her. She basically, she ended up, they ended up meeting. So the little girl's name is Elizabeth. They all met. Elyce gave her some gifts and everything like that. And long story short, she ended up asking Elyce to be her child's godmother.
Oh, that's so sweet. What did she say? I
Mm-hmm.
guess she agreed.
Yeah. She said she was ecstatic. Like, she just, even though this is her, she was only the job for 4 weeks, she was able to help bring this baby into this world. And then this woman was so appreciative. They ended up being featured on the Today Show. They were gifted $600 in products and gift cards. That baby's mother was. An online registry service was the one who gave those. And then $25,000 in gift cards to both, well, Elyce and all of the other 911 operators from Grubhub.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty dope. And then one thing that's funny, the location on the birth certificate actually says Interstate 476.
That's funny as hell. Interstate 476. Like, listen, you were not in the hospital. You were on the road.
Right. But yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. But like I said, she was doing her job, but that's, I mean, that's something that's going to live with that woman, that mother, for the rest of her
Right.
life. That's something she's going to live with the rest of her life. And now she's the godmother to this child
Oh,
now.
God, baby.
Yes, I just thought that was really cute.
That is cute.
Okay. Well, now that we're done with the cute stuff, let me just go into the mess.
Ciao.
Let's go ahead
Rude
into
talk.
rude talk.
Rude talk.
So I got a couple. And I intentionally searched for ones that were related to Christmas because we passed Christmas. We actually didn't record for like the last week or two. So it's like, oh, we have some catching up. So let's see what type of mess has come up. So the first one is something that I'm actually holding very near and dear to my heart. I'm calling this "Ain't Nobody Playing the Game Now." Which that's how it would have been in a black mom's house. Like, oh, y'all want to fight? Ain't nobody playing the game. But it's not. This story is not exactly that, and it made me mad as I was reading it. So, little boy, 15 years old, he said that I'm gonna paraphrase the beginning.
Okay.
His mom and dad split while his dad was never really present in his life after that. He was raised by his mom, but then his mom passed away due to cancer.
Oh.
And he was placed under the care of his dad. His dad had remarried, has two sons. They're 5 and 7 with his new wife. He said the kid says that it wasn't a bad arrangement at first, but we were all essentially strangers because the dad was never a part of his life. So this is all new. He said he was given a bedroom to himself and we shared some meals, but other than that, I kept to myself. He said, about 10 months ago, I was lucky enough to score a casual job at an aged care facility as IT support. It was stupid easy money as it involved installing and maintaining a dozen or so common PCs used by the residents. So, if this is at a senior citizen home,
right,
they ain't really using these computers for much. So all he's doing is installing stuff. So this is a perfect job for someone like that.
Right.
Well, so he ended up getting all this money. He said, stupidly, instead of just keeping quiet about it, I decked out my room with a new TV, headphones, and I ended up getting myself a PS5. Obviously, this setup was of great interest to my younger stepbrothers. Initially, my rule was that they could play the PS5 anytime I wasn't using it, but I would get first dibs if I wanted to play or use my TV. That sounds reasonable. Right. 5, 7-year-old, hey, you can do it as long as I'm not playing. He said I was also super accommodating by buying an extra controller, which I didn't need, and several kid-friendly games that they wanted to play. But I eventually had to change the rule to only play when I was there because the 5-year-old destroyed one of my controllers by spilling juice on it.
Of course, because it's a 5-year-old.
And this is where all the drama started. He said they whined to my parents, who then ordered me to place the PS5 in the living room. I refused, stating that I had purchased it with my own money. This led to their argument that I have too much money and should contribute to the rent, utilities, and food money. Mind you, this is a 15-year-old kid. I called their bluff and said, sure, draw up a contract and I'll get a lawyer to review it to ensure it complies with the Family Law Act.
Right.
First of all, I like this kid. He said, my dad then told the boys that he was going to buy them a separate PS5 for Christmas, but he was clearly clueless about the shortage. Side note, you can barely find a PS5 anywhere because there's been shortages with a lot of the parts, and the system has been out for well over a year, and people are still struggling to find it. Clearly, this dad doesn't know that. He said, finally, last night, after realizing that he had zero chance of buying one for close to RRP, my dad threatened to make it so either I voluntarily gift my PS5 to these kids for Christmas, or he would toss it into the trash while I was at school. So he said, I was so pissed that I went on Facebook Marketplace and sold it.
Now that's dumb.
He said the boys found out today and were devastated. I feel really bad because they shouldn't be punished for this shit. My parents are in their room talking about me and I'm sitting in my room. Am I the asshole?
For selling it? Come on, dummy. Don't be dumb.
Would I have sold it? No.
No, but his parents was wild. I wouldn't have sold it either.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, he tried it. But then this is what made it even more interesting. I found an update because he had come back a couple times updating, but I'm going to skip the second one and go straight to the third one. The final update was, first, thank you. He was thanking all of the people who were supporting him through this because his parents were clearly being unreasonable here.
Yeah, like what you mean we got two? I'm 15.
And then for you to be like, no, you either give it to them or I'm going to sell it or throw it away, whatever. So he said, secondly, because of all of this, he actually ended up being able to meet his extended family today. He said there were over 40 of them there. They were a rowdy bunch, but they were amazing. They really made me feel welcome. Some of my cousins are gamers too, so there was an instant connection. In terms of my family, it's been mostly, mom and I for my whole life. Okay, so this is definitely new. So he was talking about this is I think his mom's extended family, or maybe it's his dad. It's probably his dad's extended family since he probably has never seen any of them since he didn't spend any time with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said she said thirdly, my stepmom turned out to be a champ. One of the first things she did was introduce me and show everyone my I'm confused here. So it seems like he actually has a good relationship with the stepmom. And it's just the dad that's the problem. Because the stepmom is the one who helped introduce him to all of the family members. And she was the one who. Okay, so let me go back. Let me look at this other update then. Because that just sounds like it just turned into a bigger thing. Okay. He came back. He said that he and his stepmama had a chat that morning and it was positive. She said she didn't know about my existence until right before I came to live with them.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
that's so
And it
messy.
and it caused a rift between her and her dad. She apologized for
Okay.
projecting that onto me and not being more welcoming. She also didn't know about my dad's threats and told me that it won't happen on her watch. So all this stuff about throwing away the games and all this stuff, this is something that he never included his wife in. She didn't know any of the
He just did
craziness that
that on
was
his own
happening.
volition.
So she said
Being a
that
sweet bum.
She said that the half brothers did admit to her about messing up the controller. She said that she's going to get the boys a Switch for Christmas, and she offered to pay me the difference between the RRP and getting a new PlayStation 5. He said, I probably won't take the money, but at least it's a step forward. This is the longest
Right.
conversation I've ever had with her. And then that's what takes us to the last one, where the stepmama actually ended up introducing him to all of his extended family from not having ever met them. I'm still lost at the fact that the dad never mentioned to her that he had a kid.
Yeah.
That is crazy. He was literally out here living a life like he had no children. That is crazy.
You got a whole 15-year-old. Like,
Right. So now it all made sense. So the stepmom ended up showing everybody this Reddit post, and everybody in the family is mad at the dad. And they all started laying into him, like fussing at him because of what he did. Well, the dad decided that he was going to try to create a burner Reddit account so he can try to tell people his side of the story. Well, he did do that, and even in his side of the story, people told him he was wrong. So he's been told he was wrong on both ends of things. But that is crazy. Or at least we know everybody collectively believes that he was not the asshole and his dad is just trash.
right.
But I can't believe that he really went up to his son because he couldn't get the kids a system, told him that you need to give it to your brothers.
Or give it away. But he crazy. Excuse me. Ain't no way I would have sold, man. Ain't no way.
Especially not
Like,
as hard as it is to get them.
child. It's not hard. It's almost impossible.
I mean, I
Ain't
got
no way.
mine, but it is impossible
Shut
for
up.
some of these people.
No, shut up.
Okay, so this one is interesting, and I'm going to read this one, but I really am more so interested in knowing like how you would deal with being in a family where you didn't get along with the mother of the person you're with, because that's kind of what this whole thing is. So in
Okay.
this particular one, I am naming this one to gift or not to gift.
Oh, Lord.
So this man, he's been with his wife for 5 years. They've been married for 2. They have a 1-year-old son.
Oh.
His mom, he says, is one of those people that doesn't like change. She doesn't like new people. She keeps to herself. That being said, she isn't controlling and doesn't seem to care what her kids do with their lives, but she doesn't like when she feels things are pushed on her. She is also someone who will just keep doing what she does without thinking. So when she continued to buy me lavish gifts, but nothing for my wife or baby, I didn't think it was malicious, but it hurt my wife that even after marriage, my mom wasn't buying her anything. I sat down with my mom and explained this. My mom was totally shocked and couldn't believe my wife expected a gift. I tried to explain to my wife, explained that my wife is a part of the family now, but my mom was upset and said she already has 3 kids and she shouldn't have to pretend that his wife is her child too. She really seemed surprised, so I do think that was genuine. And she kept saying how mortified she would be if her husband expected gifts from her parents and that she wouldn't be with such an entitled child. Finally, I told my mom to stop. It is okay if she has a difference of opinion, but she's hurting my wife and it needs to stop. My mom thought about it for a couple of months, talked to my sisters who said she should just suck it up and buy gifts for our partners. And her ultimate decision was that she wasn't going to host Christmas anymore. I thought she was bluffing, so I ignored her for months. I realized she was serious and said, fine, we can do it at my house. But she didn't want to come. I mailed her a small gift as a test, and she mailed the gift back. Finally, I was like, fuck it, and did Christmas with my wife's sisters and their partners. Both of my sisters were miserable the whole time, and one cried, which I thought was crazy dramatic. My mom was on vacation and had her phone off. The sister who cried finally blew up that my wife and I ruined Christmas and ruined our family, and she left early. She and my other sister called our mom later and finally got her to answer and begged her to do a normal Christmas again. My mom says she feels like now that we are all getting married and having kids, it shouldn't be her problem anymore, and she would think about it, but is leaning towards me. Now my sisters are angry and feel that I ruined family Christmas. So my question, like, I don't think he was an asshole. I think the mom was an asshole. I don't know if I've ever looked at other people, like, let's say I was looking at Bay's family. I don't really look at them and expect to get anything from them. But I do think it's weird that they didn't do anything. She didn't even buy her grandchild anything. Right. Which, you know, most grandmothers and grandparents in general are usually really excited to get the grandkids something. So if there was anything that probably would have been off-putting to me, it would have been the fact that the grandchild was left out.
Yeah, because my mom will get the kids something and not the parents. Mm-hmm. Like, she basically tell them your gift is the gift that I gave to them.
Right. But like, so I figured it was going to be easy to say that he's not the asshole here. But how do you deal with a parent? How would you say you would deal with a parent that would be like this?
Okay, first of all, I don't even know where to start. But for parents, like, you get a lot of people like that feel like they don't need to get them gifts. I don't expect the gift either, and I get why his wife felt away. But like, at the same time, girl, his mom don't owe you shit. I mean, it is a little bit messed up, and it'd probably be better if she just didn't get anybody anything, or just get them something and be like, hey, this is for both of y'all. Like, I'm good. I'm a good for a both of y'all gift. And myself, but how you deal with it, I would just let it go. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be that person about getting no gift. I don't care that.
I think that if anything, the only thing that I can think is what is probably bothering her is that she's sitting in a setting with all these family members,
and everybody got a gift but you,
and they're right.
And you know that I'm coming, so it's not like it's like if it was like I could get like a first holiday, because I've had that happen. Like the first holiday, you bring your girlfriend, you ain't know they was bringing a girlfriend. It's like, damn, I ain't get the girlfriend no gift. But
this is a girl that's been around for 5 years,
right? Every subsequent holiday, it's like, so what are we doing here? Every subsequent holiday, you just really didn't get me a gift, like not even a candy cane. But
or like my grandma, you can get a bag of fruit and some towels because everybody.
I would take some fruit. I wouldn't even be mad as fruit as a Christmas gift. Like, that's low key decent.
Oh, we had a bag of fruit one time. We got a bag of fruit.
I definitely appreciate like a bag of fruit.
I was not an adult. I was not an adult.
No, nuts are expensive. 17. I would love to get a bag with like some walnuts and some oranges in it, some spices. As an adult, as a kid, that would be a butt ass gift. I would be so mad. But no, I would stop coming though. I was saying I don't know what I would do. I would stop coming because I don't expect gifts. Because I'm an adult. Like, I really, literally do not expect gifts. But I would stop coming. Like, y'all not gonna keep making me uncomfortable and stop feeling away. And then what will eventually happen is my man will stop coming too. Mm-hmm. That's what will happen. I'm going to take him away from this. You don't want to get me a gift? That's fine. You don't have to. We're not coming. But that is ignorant. His mom could have got that girl something.
Yeah, because just a little something. The way he wrote it, he even said like he was getting like lavish gifts. Like, like imagine you getting all this stuff and then it's just like, right? Okay, so you guys ready to eat?
Right, like everybody got a car or something crazy, and it's just you just sitting there like, oh, I ain't get nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is my last one. This one I am calling kids are to be seen, not heard during a football game.
Child.
So this is following someone who it's a woman who wrote this. Okay, so I didn't know this the first time. She's 39, he's 51. They've been together for 2 years. She said they live separately, but they see each other almost every day. She has two kids, an 18-year-old and a 13-year-old. And her boyfriend does not have any kids. He had a marriage, long-term relationship before him, but never had any kids. Okay, so with that said, he has been lightly pushing for the relationship to progress. So I bought him a stocking and an ornament to hang at my house. We also had the discussion about cohabitation. Last night we were together and he said something about wanting to watch the football game on Christmas. Fine, no problem. Then he added something in about how children are to be seen, not heard during this time. She says, not funny. I asked when my kids have ever been disruptive and he admitted they never have. He said he was just saying. We left it awkward like that for the rest of the day. Evening came, we had a few drinks, and the football game came up again. This time he added that the kids can play in my 13-year-old's room and there will be no SpongeBob on the TV this year, just the game. So now I'm done at this point, and I asked him if he realizes whose home he's going to be a guest in. He responded by saying he could always go back to his place and watch the football game.
He could.
And I
No.
told him that I thought that sounded like a good idea. And he added in that he'd be keeping the groceries that he bought for us to make for dinner as well. So when he left, he took all the food that he brought over to the
Not
house.
taking the Christmas dinner.
So she said, my girls and I could eat ravioli from a can and still have a lovely holiday. I let him know this and express regret in trying to progress things. At this point, I almost don't want him around my kids at all. I suggested he stay home this year for Christmas and offered to exchange the gifts we bought each other some other day. I'm standing firm and he's not happy. We haven't had time to sit down and discuss exactly why he's upset, but I'm getting the feeling that he thinks I'm the asshole in this situation. I don't think I should budge. If anything, I'm extra pissed for laying awake all night having anxiety over this nonsense. 2 years in and he has to dump a bucket of red flags on my Christmas spirit. Not okay. And she also said, and this is not normal behavior for him. He's never been like this before. Usually he's mellow and kind. He cooks, he cleans, he treats me like an equal. This Archie bunker crap is new. So she's saying that this was the first time he's ever displayed this behavior.
I'm wondering if maybe he's lying and the girls did do something and he just said no because he didn't want to get them in trouble or something.
See, in my mind, you know what I'm thinking?
How you come into the house trying to regulate?
I'm thinking he's been in long-term relationships before and they didn't work and those people had kids too. I feel like this probably ain't the first time he's had an issue with somebody's kids.
Yeah, he probably ain't had no issues with hers, but maybe anticipating there might be some.
Knowing him, I would not be shocked if he never wanted kids, but he's at this age now where he's going to be with someone that most likely is going to have kids and he knows he's going to have to deal with it because he's 51 years old.
Yeah. And at this stage of the game, at 51, people have grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
You had a kid when you was 20. The kid is 30 now. That kid probably has kids. So people are dealing with grandkids to an extent.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy that he really, she invited him over for Christmas and then he basically decided he was just going to take over everything.
Yeah, y'all could go watch SpongeBob and y'all. I'm gonna stop
First
right
of
there
all,
for
this is an 18-year-old, 13-year-old. He's actually talking like these are like 5 and 7-year-olds.
Sir, let me stop you right there. Because, who is you talking? How you going to come to my house trying to regulate? That's what I'm asking. You came to my house, like she said. And she said that the Archie Bunker part was funny. Because that's how we would do. I want you to be quiet, sit all in his house in that little funky chair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. That's not how this works.
Yeah,
People are so audacious.
It's the audacity. It is the audacity, which is coming in, it's on discount. It is on discount.
Yes, it's on BOGO. Buy one, get one.
So since we're talking about audacity and these audacious people, I just happened to come across a thread on Facebook.
I'm about to click on it now, child.
The message is, ladies, what's the poorest shit a nignog has done around you? And these
Child.
comments. One of the comments really got me. I'm gonna read it. It's from someone named Treely Myers. She
Oh no,
said,
man, people I know is tagged on this.
after divorcing my husband of 6 years, he gave me food stamps to grocery shop to help take care of our kid. That was a part of his child support contribution. I took the baby on vacation Labor Day weekend. He called and checked on us frequently. Upon our return, I realized he had broken into my house and stayed there for 3 days. He said, not only did he leave his dirty laundry in our daughter's room, he stole the meat that I had purchased with the food stamps that he gave me.
Child.
What? And then this other girl, her name is Britt Ashley
I
Dawson. She
seen
said
it.
that this guy told her that ramen, the chili flavor, wasn't healthy for me and he'd throw it out for me. I should be eating more fruits and vegetables. I went to his house and my noodles were there.
Of course.
She said she had her initials on her noodle packets because she had a roommate, so she knew that these were hers.
Right.
Who does that?
Okay, I told you a couple of my people that I actually know are on this, and they actually put some shit. So this is
Oh
somebody that I
gosh.
know. They wrote, stole money out of our daughter's piggy bank to buy Black and Mounts and catch the bus. I wish we were Facebook friends because I tag him. The friend that wrote this is really about that life. She would have tagged that man. I'm so glad that he is not on Facebook because she would have dragged him right into this post. The fact that when you sent me this link, the first thing I saw were people that were actually my friends. I'm all like, where's he seeing these comments? Because all I see is their comments from like my
Oh
actual friends.
gosh.
I'm not even going to read them because I'm actually embarrassed for them. Besides that one was funny,
But
but that one was.
This one has 25,000 reactions on it.
Wait, which one?
This person's name is Johnny Sneer. She said, this dude took me to a really, really expensive restaurant trying to impress me. Ordered apps, wine, and the works. Then after we ate, this nignog pulled out a paper towel out of his pocket, and inside contained 2 dead roaches he put on his plate and mixed in the food. He called the manager and complained as if they were there in the meal previously, and they picked up the tab and apologized and gave him a comp for lunch on them.
No!
How you do that with a straight face? Like you just gonna casually pull out some roaches and put it in your food?
I'm mad because you're wandering around with roaches.
Roaches.
Like, bro,
I
think
just
this is
don't.
it. Yeah, I think this is too much. This is too
Yeah.
much. I need to make this one of our engagement posts because this is actually too much. Y'all, I cannot believe walking around with
I'm gonna do these last 2 and then I'm gonna stop. One of them is from Con
roaches.
Laos. She said, went out to eat at a Chinese buffet. As soon as we got done, I got you on Friday, babe.
Oh yeah, no,
So
we're done in this town.
that's one. And this other one said, climbed up my 15-foot balcony and broke in my back door and stole my $1,698 paycheck and tried to cash it with my ID and had a wig on.
No, this is ghetto. Hold on, what's
Oh
the
my
worst thing that
God.
somebody did around you?
Okay. This is the last one. I'm not going to do any more. This one had 26,000 reactions. So I had to read it because clearly it got people talking. I was dating a guy that so happened to always forget his wallet when we went out to eat. So one day we went on a sushi date and it was time to pay. He told me he didn't have his wallet. I smooth pulled his wallet out my purse and handed the waitress his debit card to pay. He was pissed. I'm like, why are you still going out with somebody that's always lying about leaving their wallet at home?
Yeah, like you'd have to go. You only gonna leave your wallet, but so many times with me.
Right. Mm-mm. This one said he got mad because I wouldn't give plasma for him so he could pay his phone bill. Oh, I'm so sorry for y'all because these are all women commenting. This is all women commenting. But anyway, all right. So I'll let you take over. What's next? What's next?
Okay, so I had a question for everybody, and guess what I asked?
What you ask?
Have y'all ever just quit a job? And the reason I asked everybody had quit a job is because y'all know I'm not a big sports girl, but on Sunday I kept seeing Antonio Brown, a former Steeler, had walked out in the middle of the game and took his jersey off. Now I know we had all talked about before that maybe he was suffering from some kind of mental illness and stuff like that, and that might have been an issue. Somebody else said it was a rumor where you make so many catches or passes and you get this $2 million bonus, and he was nearing that $2 million bonus, and the coach decided to pull him out the game and bench him. So basically,
they weren't. That's what I heard too. I don't know if any of these things are true, but I
right.
heard that too.
That's what I'm saying. This is all hearsay. Like, I don't know if it is true or not. I don't know if it was the mental illness. If it was mental illness, I don't know what it is. But basically, sometimes jobs get real where you just quit, and that's what he did. He took off his jersey, he took all of that, and he threw it out. Like he walked off. So maybe he asked, "Y'all ever just quit a job?" Child, some of the comments we got. Let me open these up.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I got one myself. So, and I may have said it on. I would say I may have said it on the podcast before. My first real job when I went to college was working at Kmart. I was working at Kmart. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm very serious about my food, my time, all that type of stuff. So I go to work. This is actually my first day. My first day, I've done my new hire stuff, and, they just threw me out there like, hey, this is just a section. You just make sure things are looking good on the shelf, stuff like that, right? So that's what I'm doing. I am actually a part of the closing shift. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my stuff, and I'm like, heck, I haven't gone to eat yet. So I'm sitting over there. I was like, well, I know that this is a different type of setting. We got a lot of people working in here. They're probably staggering us out. Well, 4 o'clock comes, 5 o'clock comes, 6 o'clock comes. I still haven't gone on my lunch. We close at 9. The store closes at 9. We're going to probably be out of there by 10.
Right.
So I walk over to somebody like, look, am I going to lunch? She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot all about you. Oh, so she sends me to lunch. And I went home. Walked right home. Did not say a word. I walked out like I was going on my lunch, and I left. And then they called me the next day. Because at the end, they didn't even say anything about it that day. I get a call.
Right, they probably didn't even notice you were gone.
Right. The lady in HR calls me. It's like, hey, you were scheduled to come in today. I was like, oh, no, I'm not coming in again ever. Like, you can just take me off the schedule because y'all really just sat there and forgot to see me on my lunch yesterday. No, that's not what I'm going to be doing. So that was my way of walking off. They forgot to send me on my lunch, and I just said, I'm going home. And that's exactly what I did.
Hello. I forgot to come back to you guys. My bad.
And then I went in to go buy some stuff another day. Hey, y'all.
You're so stupid. Man, I was a teen, walked out of Wendy's like Miss Sophia going through that field on the color purple. Honey, Miss Sophia, Mib Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, never forget it. Left that lettuce and that tomato to ruin that bread. That tomato ruined that bread. Left it there to let it be complete mush, turn back into dough. ROS Scott or Rose Scott 77 said, hell no, I'm too responsible for that. I get fired from that.
Oh, they got me because I thought it was about to be something very like, hey,
no. He said you're too responsible for that. A friend of the podcast, 7 Elements, Steven, said yes, he was working at a supermarket in Canarsie. Anyone familiar with New York and in Brooklyn? Y'all know Canarsie, Brownsville. There's just certain neighborhoods. It's going to be some shit. Canarsie is one of them neighborhoods. It's going to be some shit. And he said he had just started that day. Thought he was going to be in the register. They had him in the back. And he said the experience turned him off. He stayed for 2 hours and left. Not even a half day. 2 hours and left. 2 hours and left.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's fancy. Grabbed her purse and sunglasses and walked right on out of there. No, Lou, our former co-host, or one of our co-hosts, not former, but he was a guest co-host. Chow said he was a waitress. He just handed over his apron to the manager and walked out.
And knowing him, I could see him doing that too. I literally can see him just like, oh, absolutely not. I'm done. Because that's the type of person that he is. Yeah.
Cubana Kiss says she just walked out. She said, walk the fuck out your hair, never to return a motherfucking again. No, Carlos, our good friend Carlos from carloscooking.com said he quit as a dishwasher after it was disgusting. Yo, dishwashing is probably top tier foul jobs. The
I
wetness, the
imagine. I
old
can't even
food,
imagine.
dirty sneakers creating like that muddy, like consistent. I could just imagine it. It was probably foul. Yo, y'all quitting
Hmm.
y'all jobs is really like super funny.
You gotta love it, you know.
Yeah.
And we are the ones that would quit our jobs in that manner. Like it's got to be a
Mhm.
spectacle. It's like
Right. I want
so
to
we
swipe
just can't
everything
go.
off my desk and then pick it up and walk out with it
Right.
because I need my stuff. Because a lot of times I be buying my own stuff because they'll be having the right kind of little gifts and stuff that I be wanting to decorate my little office space. So
So what is this other thing you got in here?
okay, so this is a semi-viral post. It is from one of our good friends at the Situationship. We need to get the founder of the Situationship on our podcast as a guest because she is good. Like we read her stuff, and it's just a good connect. I'm going to actually reach out to her this week. I've been saying it every week since like what August. That's
Hmm.
okay. Whatever. You all late and delayed, Dumbo. But anyway, she has a segment called Pee in a Dating Pool. Y'all know I told y'all before it's Casamigos pee in that dating pool. Stay the hell away from it. Listen, hear me out. But it's this situation where it's a text message where Gab was saying, "Hey, get my haircut. Or are you busy today? I'm only free at night." He said, "You want to do something later?" And she said, "I need to get my hair done myself." Now she capitalized my. And he said, "Oh, okay, another day, I guess." She sends the question in face, like, "What you mean, like another day?" And he's all like, he
Right.
responds to it. Like, "You said your hair wasn't done after I asked. If you want to do something, I thought that meant you didn't want to meet." So he says the laughing emoji. She said, "I require, well, Cash App, go get it done. Not, well, let me know when you pay to get your hair done when I'm trying to see you." And see little shit like that, and she put the laughing emoji, laughing my ass off, lets me know what type of small-minded person I'm dealing with. You want to see me. If there's a dilemma, why not be proactive in the solution? You have your standards and I have mine, but I'm not going out of my way entirely preparing myself for you, and I'm offered food. That's typical. Have a good day. I'm sure there's many who don't mind the minimum. I'm not her. He put, so we can't go on a date before you want me to offer to get your hair done? This really sounds like that thing where it's like, "Do you want to see me or not?" Remember that little video?
Hmm.
Sounds like that. Enjoy your emojis and all of that. Again, goodbye. I'd rather meet a man that knows rather than me schooling. Okay, goodbye.
Girl, bye.
Okay,
First of
now
all, it sounds like they
I
ain't
want
even
y'all.
gone on their first date yet, and you expecting this man to go out here and pay for your hair to get.
I want y'all to stop being influenced by these Instagram bad bitches. Because see, some of them, their career is having sex with men for money and dates, and they can kind of do that thing because that's what their job is. When you're a regular girl like us, and it's okay. Most of us are regular people, and that's okay. And we're unique in our own ways, but our overall, largely day to day, we're not millionaires. That's what I mean. Let me rephrase that: non-millionaires or non-rich people.
Hmm.
You know, they might not even be rich. Let's just scratch it. Fuck it. Regular people, okay? Regular people, stop it. How was that man supposed? I don't even understand how she jumped to he should have cashed out her money to get her hair done. Who have you dealt with that did that for you? Probably a drug dealer. You need to go
Nobody.
back
She was
there.
trying to see if
Or
she was going to get somebody to do it.
no, she probably dated a drug dealer. She needs to write him a letter in jail and tell him she needs money because that's probably where he is. Write him a letter in jail and tell him that you need money for your hair because that makes no sense. Like, how did you jump to that conclusion and you make it so bad for women who are out here legitimately dating and just trying to vibe with people because foolishness like this. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot and he had asked her for money for a haircut, this would have went viral for him being a bum. Like, see, this is what we
Hmm.
talking about with y'all. Y'all always don't ever have nothing to bring to the table to contribute. We always got to pay for y'all and take care of y'all. And you expected a man to get your hair done. First of all, girl, what? What?
Yeah,
You ain't
I'm
have
just saying this. Like she acting like she says she basically required him to pay for her
right,
hair,
but
but
the
she
thing
put
about it is
an
how
S
she
at the end of mine. You don't require anything but an education because clearly you're still saying minds.
and me saying that I'm getting my that I want to do something like saying I'm getting a haircut. Me, you telling me I need to get my hair done myself? I would have read it the same way he did. Like, I don't want to go because I need to get my hair done. She read it like I need to get my hair done too. Like, so he could be like, "Oh, here's some money, go get your hair done." That's movie stuff. That doesn't really happen a lot in real life unless it's your, like you said, an established boyfriend. You can clearly tell from the convo they are not an established couple, and it's hard to interpret stuff during text. Reading that text message, I wouldn't have heard like I need to get my hair done myself, like saying like you need to be paying for it. I wouldn't have took that away from that without hearing the tone. Like, girl,
Hmm.
what brand of crack do you smoke to make you think that you are entitled to this?
I just
Like,
can't. I can't.
I can't either. And I think it's just so crazy and audacious how people really feel entitled. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's given entitled. Yeah, somebody put it's given entitled but broke vibes, and I don't like that. This was another
Yeah,
woman.
and that
Somebody said,
makes me
"Yeah,
think of that post that I sent you earlier from the guy on my Facebook. Y'all, I sent Urban
mm-hmm,
Laughter a post earlier where
read it."
someone said the epitome of audacity is declaring you don't want a broke man as if his money is your money while simultaneously being broke yourself.
Hello, hello, hello.
Mm-mm.
Somebody said, "Yeah, he dodged the bullet. She's a child." These are women commenting, mind you.
Yeah, I
Somebody
was
said,
looking at that. So many of the women up there were getting into her.
right. I agree with this woman here. 5'9" and fine. She definitely could have got him to do it. She just lacked the gift of gab and came off thirsty. Now she hungry and her hair's still not done. Double loss. Agreed. Because you literally can make men do anything. Look, you've witnessed it. I've had men pay my rent. I've had them do a lot of stuff. My car note, all of that. And I've had all of that taken care of for me. It is all about the gift of gab. And it ain't me demanding nothing. You know, I drop little hints here and there like, oh, my car note's due. I need to go ahead and bust that out. And he'll, oh, how much is it? Actually, I'm glad you asked. My cash app, baby. Actually, first of all, let's be clear. Y'all know I don't like Cash App to begin with.
Yeah,
I
I mean
prefer
that's
Zelle.
thank you.
Yeah, I prefer Zelle or
Mm-hmm.
Venmo. I even take Venmo. I don't really like Cash. Cash App is so fucking trash to me. I hate Cash
Mm-hmm.
App, but I do it for other people. Like some of my friends like the Cash App, so I do it, and I have it for like other people, and just like
Yeah, but it's
for
not
ease
my
of access.
primary choice.
Yeah, it's not my primary choice either. I don't want to make it difficult because I know a lot of people do use Cash App. So for me, I don't want to make it difficult on them. So what I do is I just okay, I'll take the Cash App. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I
And I just
saw a
leave it
post the
alone.
other day that says, "Have you noticed that black people be like, hey, what's your Cash App?' but white people be like, what's your Venmo?'
Yeah, they
And I'm
do.
like, I've literally never heard a white person say anything about Cash App.
Yeah, I haven't either. I never thought about that. I wasn't thinking about that in that sense, but I just don't like Cash App. It's not
I
secure,
don't either.
and y'all
There been
know.
too many issues with it.
Yeah, well, and then another factor for me, well, y'all probably know this, but JB and I, we come from a fintech background, so we know how this money move on the back end, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
Zell me, baby, Zell me. I
Mm-hmm.
need you to Zell me, okay? I'm not gonna get into the
Exactly.
nitty gritty of it, but yeah, you need to Zell me. Well, Cash App is backed by an actual bank now, but still,
Yeah, but in the
Zell me.
beginning, it was to me,
Yeah,
it was just too fishy.
yeah. I said I'll do Zelle or Venmo. Zelle or Venmo, I'll accept because Venmo accepts PayPal. Some established financial tiers is what I
Mm-hmm.
need, and Cash App ain't one of them. So do not Cash App me. But again, I keep it for my friends who they just found out recently. A couple of my girlfriends from college just found out recently that I hate Cash App. They're like, "You hate Cash App?" I'm like, "I absolutely hate Cash App. It's so
Mm-hmm.
like even with the progress that it's made, it's still trash." So that's my spill for today. No Cash App.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, let's go ahead and move into our last segment, Living While Black.
We've been black most of our lives.
So during the time that we were on break, Insecure ended. The final episode aired. Insecure ended, and a part of me died when that moment happened. But I was so happy for them watching that documentary that they did the day afterwards they aired. It was so eye opening, and it just made me respect Issa even more. But
Right.
okay, so we don't have to go into play by play of the final episode. But what were your thoughts? What were you left with? What was your feeling when it ended?
Okay, so first of all, I knew Issa was going to end up with Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that for her. Well, not I feel like it was realistic. Like people really do have kids, and y'all come back to each other, and that person has a kid now. So
And
that
then
really happens.
they literally, I love the time jumps because it showed that they were growing. They were actually working on it themselves a lot during that time period. So the Issa that we see and the Lawrence we saw 2 episodes ago is not the Issa and Lawrence that we're seeing now. So
Right.
it was nice.
So look,
Ideally, if you want to want
yeah.
it.
I mean, like this, I felt like when this ended, those of y'all who know me, y'all know I was devastated when Sex in the City ended. And this was like the equivalent, if not more. I think more than Sex in the City ended because these was my cousins. See, Sex in the City was like, oh, them was my little aunties, my little white aunties. They was cool, and I loved them. And they little fashion style, and I've been watching them since I was 10. And they was my babies, right? Ciao. Watching Issa and them go, I was just like, oh no, this is a hurt piece. Like I really was getting a little emotional. You know, I'm not even a whole waterhead
Mm-hmm.
for real. Like I was really emotional about it because I really have grown to these characters because I know them because they're me. All of us got a little bit of each and
Mm-hmm.
every single one of them, and it's especially if you're a person of color. Like they are us. the black students that went to a primary white school, the girls who were trying to navigate through life, the changing of the jobs, the trying to start your own business, having kids. I was so happy that Molly married Torian. That made me so happy. I felt like, cousin.
I was happy for Kelly.
Kelly having a baby.
She found a man. She had a baby, and then they said that he was, because you noticed that at the wedding you didn't see the baby, well, see him or the baby really.
Yeah,
she had, but in the documentary, no, someone posted that the baby was actually at the wedding, but he was crying, so they couldn't film him because he was crying the whole time. So that's why you don't see the baby at the wedding anymore.
Oh, Kelly had a real baby in real life?
No, but her character.
Fictional. Oh,
her character had the baby, but we never saw the baby after we saw.
And then we seen Big Tip having another one.
And what about that wig that she had on? That random dark wig that she decided she was gonna throw on her head.
Oh yeah, I ain't like the dark wig. I like Tip better with light hair, but it's more her. But yeah, it was just like, it was crazy. Like just seeing how everything panned out. Like I was just like, wow, Issa, really, this is it. This is it. I'm so sad. One of my other shows is coming back on though, Atlanta, March 24th. I went for Atlanta for 2 years now.
I didn't watch Atlanta.
Atlanta was funny as shit. You should check it out. I think you would like it.
I think
especially that Teddy Perkins. I think that Teddy Perkins episode is going to be right up your alley. It's a wild ass episode.
Yeah, I had heard stuff about it, but I just never felt too inclined to watch it. I didn't. Something else. There's another black show. Did you watch the first episode of Abbott Elementary yet?
I didn't, not yet.
The second episode premieres tonight. That first episode was so going to be. First of all, shout out to her for getting this show. She's the creator and the writer and all the other stuff for this. But this show is golden.
I bet.
This is going to be a show that I think lasts for a little bit. It is really, really good. But I was really, really sad with Insecure ending. Because it's like, one, I like that they tied up the loose ends. I like that. I wasn't one of the people who was advocating for her getting back with Lawrence, but I liked the growth that they were both going through. And you can tell that they were really genuinely trying to better themselves for it. Not necessarily for each other, but they took time to better themselves, and better themselves made them good for each other.
Yep.
And I appreciated that. I'm so glad that Molly got to have a happy ending.
Me too.
Because sis couldn't find a good man to save her life.
And Lil Tori was it.
Or not, I can't even say that because she had good men. She just wasn't good for those men.
Right. And I didn't want to say, I keep saying Lil Tori like he my cousin. I don't know if his dad is the junior or not, but he looked like he would be somebody's junior.
Yeah.
Like, you know who Lil Tori is?
Yeah. I love. Oh, and I was so sad about Molly's mom passing away.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
Oh, I was not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah, that was a hurt piece. But that's real life. This kind of thing happens in real life.
And there were people complaining about this season of Insecure, and I was like, no, like y'all want so much drama, all this stuff. I was like, but these are people living lives like we live. There were so many moments where I was watching them and I saw myself in them.
Yeah,
despite them being women, it was their circumstances mirrored things that I've experienced, and that's what made me such a fan of this show. This show wasn't rooted in drama, unrealistic drama. They had realistic drama, stuff that regular people deal with all the time, and that's what made it special. It was just, it was just so sad to see it end. And it's like, all shows have to come to an end.
Yeah,
I just this was one of those shows that I wanted them to just keep going. Keep going. And then to see that Issa had the little, I guess it was a wedding ring. I don't know. She had the ring up there. So maybe they're married. Maybe they're not. Maybe she's engaged, but she got that house that she was dreaming about. I like the mature ending of the relationship between her and Nate. The boy and the
son. Yeah.
Like seeing her and Nate have that conversation where it was literally a very mature, it's not working. We don't have any bad hard feelings towards one another, but this is what it is. It shows that he's matured. Like this time he didn't just walk away because he was dealing with it. He came back and was like, look, okay, this is what it is. I wish you the best. You wish me the best, and we can move on.
Right.
Oh man, it was just so. I was thrown by the time jumps, but Brian said that he could always tell it was a time jump because what was it? Issa's hair. Somebody's hair always changed, and it was just like he could tell it was a time jump. But and then I loved it as the realism, like how realistic it was that these were friends that had lives where they start working, they start getting busy. They don't always have as much time as they had, but they always
Yep.
found a way to make
Way to
time
pick
for each
for
other.
each other. Yep.
And just like I was telling somebody because somebody was talking about how they just they didn't like how that panned out. I was like, look, do you realize how often you and your friends probably have sat down and be like, damn, it's been like y'all finally hanging out, and you're like, you ever realize it's been like 6 months since the last time we saw each other?
Yep.
Time would really be
Yep.
flying when
Life
you
be
out here
happening.
having real life that you got to live.
Yep.
And I just love that they highlighted that. Like, but it was like, even though that time had passed, they were able to pick up because that's usually how it is. Like, if you and I were to hang out right now, we would pick up right where the last time we left off.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just, that's how friends usually are when you've built a really good foundations. I'm chef's
Yep.
kiss to that
Ah,
series. And I'm
it's
so ready for rap shit to come out. I'm so ready for that to hit because, that's
what's
her
that?
next series. Rap shit is her next series. And she's working with the City Girls with it. Jay Ellis is actually a director on it. He's done some episodes. I believe Kid Fury from The Read is also a writer or in the writer's room for this.
Crystal today was just talking about BBLs or talking about BBLs looking a mess or something like that.
So I'm ready for that. And I guess she signed like a multi-million-dollar deal to have some other production things done. So shout out to her and shout out for her always. If you watch the documentary, you saw that she always was looking like if she was going. What did I send you in Rico? It was like if somebody was a person like that person that's always trying to bring people with them. Like it wasn't just about them. It was like, okay, if I'm taking this journey, I'm gonna bring as many people as I can on this journey to help get their foot in the door. And that's all
Mm-hmm.
you saw on that documentary. So many people she gave chances that probably hadn't gotten chances any other time. And now they're flourishing. All these writers that were on Insecure got other jobs writing somewhere else. Like she you can see like when you watch that documentary, every person when it was their last day of filming, every person was crying and thanking Issa for that opportunity.
I bet.
It's like, 'cause if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have been there. Like the scene, like Molly said she had auditioned 4 times, and there was one time she said that she had to pay something off, or she was like she had to use the money to pay something off to pay a
Like a
bill or
student
something,
loan or something.
or she would have to pay that money to go to this audition. And she's like, I just couldn't pass up on this opportunity. Look where that takes you. Like that whole
Right.
stepping out on faith thing. Like this is it's just magic, just magic. But
Right.
sad about it. And then something else that I've been sad about since all of this, December 31st, we lost Betty White.
Yeah, that was sad.
And I
Like her
read
birthday.
something from Don Cheadle today. Did you see what Don Cheadle posted about her?
What do you say?
So Don
I was in a
Cheadle,
doc.
he worked with her on the Golden Palace. They were he made a post. Oh my God, let me find it? Because I saw it today and
Everybody thought Betty White was just going to live forever.
yeah. I mean, it's like she was a whole 95, but we were just sitting back like, yo. No. So this is what Don Cheadle said. Betty was the best of the best. When we were shooting scenes together, it was difficult for the director of photography to get the lighting right between my chocolate and Betty's white. She was either a ghost or I was the shadow. I came on set one day and Betty White had them darken her makeup a bit in an attempt to accommodate for it. No one asked her to do it. That's just one small example of her overflowing generosity.
Oh.
Like it's just small stuff like that. So many people have little stories like that about the stuff that she was willing to do just to help other people. And it made me wonder because there was rumor that the reason that Dorothy left Golden Girls was because she and Betty White were not on good terms. And I'm just like,
That it?
I'm sitting there like, what did you do, Dorothy?
But we ever
Because
say,
you
was that
could,
really the reason?
yeah, that's what they claimed. That's why she left.
Probably because she was
And
making, she was nice. Some people really be turned off by people being nice.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know, but it was crazy. But yeah, shout out to Betty White. We gonna miss you. And she's only weeks away from her 100th birthday.
Oh.
It's crazy. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to throw in there before we close out?
Besides Betty White. Remember our guest co-host, Austin Davis, PSA representative for the
He was
35th
a
Legislative
politician,
District?
right?
Yes, he is running as
Mm-hmm.
lieutenant governor for PA. So
Oh,
if
come
anybody's interested
cool.
in listening to that episode, it's episode 68. But if you in PA, make sure you go and vote for him, okay? We went to college together. He's a good guy. He's a great leader.
Mm.
And you should vote for him. Vote for him, okay?
We'd love to see us succeed.
We love to see it. And I'm glad we got to get him before he became governor because I'm claiming that. So look,
Mm-hmm.
on episode 68, we had the governor of PA on.
Right. Period. Period. On our little old podcast.
On our little old podcast.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, well, I guess with that said, do you have anything you want to leave our listeners with before we go?
No, I don't. I don't have nothing. I need to wash my hair.
I got something.
Let's
Don't
give it a
judge me when
stint.
I do this. Don't
Let's
judge
give it a
me
stint.
at all when I do this. But I came across it and it's so true. Someone said, you know what song sucks? Bad to the Bone. LMAO. He said that big dog was literally in the booth saying bad.
Bad.
Like, how you sitting there and you literally bad? Like,
Yeah,
who
he
told
really
you that
was.
was going to work? And it did work.
Yeah.
But who told you that was going to work? But that's all I got for y'all, ballheads. I'm going to keep it mild this time because y'all be talking about some of the stuff that I be having to say, and I ain't got time for it.
Okay.
But I did send Irma Laughter a meme the other day that says anyone caught being under 5'6" will be given a juice box. So with that, you guys, we will talk to y'all ballheads next week.
Bye.